What's going on, people? Welcome back to another JSTV back again, and it's the match preview show between Manchester City against Newcastle, and I've got Adam with me. Good evening to you, Adam.
Hi, are you all right? Thanks for having us on the show again.
Fantastic stuff. And if anyone wants to know where Martin is, he's just got home, and he will be back on very, very, very soon, and he'll be talking about Man City as well. So, guys, if you like the video, like what you watch, make sure you like and subscribe. Also, super chats are open. If you like to become a member, it's just 99p. And if you like to, like I said, talk about Newcastle Man City of the game, you're always welcome to. Thank you very much indeed for that. Let's go on to Jobs. Hi to Jobs. He's first. He's normally late. He's first of the queue today. Big up to you, Jobs. And I was hoping someone else. And I got one from Paul. Hi to you, Paul. Thanks for your super chat and becoming the latest member the other night. And first grade as well. Thank you very much. And let's go on to Lorraine. Hi to Lorraine. Hi to Jobs again. Hi to Mama Flossie. Is going to be a modest wealth, and she's happy to take on the role. Thank you very much indeed, Mama. I really appreciate that. She's on Insta as well, so do check out on Insta as well. And Evan said hi to Lane as well, and Mama. Right, let's go to Alan as well. Hi to Alan. You gotta love Alan, haven't you? He's a great guy, and show Mama some love. Let's go on to the game. We're going to talk about the press conference as well. Do keep those likes coming in as well. And it's all about Eddie Howe, really. And he's talking about Sean Longstaff today. Now, he's come out of this press conference today, and he basically said that he's playing with an injury today. Now, he's come out and he said that the fans are absolutely furious about it as well. I'm glad Eddie said this, so the fans know about it. So, what's your take on Sean Longstaff playing with an injury, man?
Well, I think I'd heard it, read it, came across that a few weeks ago that he'd been playing with an injury and he'd had to have injections. So that bit wasn't a surprise. But the fact that everybody's been on his back, I think everyone's been a bit harsh on Sean Longstaff. I know he's not as an exciting player as Bruno. But the work rate he brings to the team, he was one of the key players last season in that press, in that high energy team that we're seeing. And I think at the moment he's just getting a bit of stick. And I think Eddie had to try and figure a way out to say, stop giving him as much stick. He's a good player. But also I think he mentioned that he would do his bit of telling off or having a chat in behind closed doors. So I think he was kind of letting us know that Longstaff hasn't been up to scratch. Give her a little bit of an excuse to why, but let us know that he is an important part of the team.
Yeah, this is what Eddie Howe said. I'm looking on Keith Downing's Twitter feed. Right, it's just quite lengthy as well. But I think I read bit by bit, not a lot. And Eddie Howe was asked about Sean Longstaff, and he said that I have no midfields to play. I would have rested Sean for sure. I've got to look after Lewis Maddy. He's only 17. Anderson hasn't been available. Sancho hasn't been available. I've nobody else to pick. Sean would have said he doesn't need a rest, but I will have to manage him and look after him if I could, because he's not been 100% fit and has played through the pain for the team. And that deserves acknowledgement. He also added, Sean needs to train regularly, and that's disputed due to an ongoing foot problem since Everton at the end of last season. Wow. Last week, I had an injection to play and train late in the week. He has some really, really good games for us this season, and he's a really important player for his game intelligence. He's integral to us when he is at his best. I'll back him as ability. For me, I don't know what. Do you think Eddie's right with what he said?
Yeah, I think he's right. I think you can see that Sean Longstaff's not the same player that he was at the end of last season, at the very start of this season. I think, Everton last season was a long time ago. To be carrying a knock for that long is a bit of a worry. You'd like to think that would have been addressed in the summer if he was injured, or at least in January, knowing that the squad's very bare. But I do think he's an important player, and I think I said this earlier this week or last weekend that Lewis Miley, fantastic player, but is young and does need to be nurtured in the right way. So I'll agree with Eddie Howe. I think he's doing the right things. There's no one else to play. Longstaff's a good player.
Yeah.
Get him in.
Okay, fair enough. Before we go on to us, Eddie's been saying, I mean, Paul said, big up to Paul, absolute disgrace, should not have played him or Botman with an ACL injury. Paul, I kindly see where you're going by. I can see where you're going by. Let's go on to Lorraine. Early Sean knows the extent of his pain, if he can play or not. But if it's severe, he shouldn't have played, as he's opened himself to huge criticism. Yeah, I mean, fans are really having a go. I'm going to come on to him in a bit as well. And hi to Philip as well. And big up to Adam, big up to Dear as well. Big Forest fan as well. And by the way, it's Mama, by the way. And hi as well. Let's go on to the fans' criticism as well. I'm not going to be word by word, but he's asked about fans' criticism of players in general. And he said, this season, more than any other player in my career, I said to players, we need to play. Now, I don't want to get violence out, and I feel so for ourselves, but it's the reality of our position due to lack of depth. That's why I always compliment the players. Not everyone sees behind the scenes and what they're given. Sometimes when a player goes out and play and is not feeling great and they doesn't to perform to the level he wants to get criticism for it, and you think he's actually playing for the club here, he's not playing for himself. That's difficult to take if you are the player. Now the thing is, right, I'll make this one short and sweet. If you're not fit, don't play.
But we haven't got that squad yet. We're not quite at that level where you can drop someone, like unfortunately we're competition tomorrow, a world-class midfielder can't play, but there's another world-class midfielder that can step in. We're not in that situation. You've seen, fortunately, when Lewis Miley has stepped in, he has been good enough. But you look at the the academy results. They're sitting bottom of the table. They got beat, was it 7-1? I think the other week off Chelsea. They're not quite, or it doesn't seem like they're ready to make that transition into the first team. So, unfortunately for players like Longstaff who are carrying injuries, they have to soldier on. And we're quite fortunate, I think, in terms of having players like Longstaff, like Byrne, who will put themselves in there in difficult positions, even when they're struggling. Yeah,
that's fair enough. Big up to Martin, by the way, Man City fan from Hull City. Martin, hi to you, man.
Hi, all right. Thank you for having me. Sorry I was a bit late.
That's absolutely fine, my guy, because I knew you're coming. But at the end of the day, you are a legend. You're a City legend in my eyes. And the chatters do show Martin some love and do follow him on Horse City, the Mancunian way. So, Martin, I don't know the press conference from Pep's side. Does he feel confident? Oh, and by the way, you got a big Tigers Real Madrid in the Champions League.
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm quite happy with the Real Madrid tie. I think we'll beat them.
Wow.
Did it last season, do it this season. Simple as. 18 months undefeated in the Champions League. Not bothered by Real Madrid at all. It'll be a tough game, but I do think we'll prevail.
Wow.
I managed to catch a little bit of the City press conference, and it did seem to divert away from Newcastle, and the focus was on the Champions League, and there was a bit of a flick back to Liverpool. And I'm hoping that, City are just going to overlook tomorrow, the thoughts ahead to Arsenal, the thoughts ahead to the Champions League game, and hopefully we can catch them.
Yeah, that's the vibe of that as well. But, they want to talk about more Madrid rather than Newcastle. But you know what? At the end of the day, I'm sure Pep handled it really, really well. Let's go on to some more comments before we come back to Martin. There's been a lot of first-team players continue to play with carrying injuries. That's in Phil. This is true. I do not think Longstaff will get in our first 11 if our main midfielders were fit or suspended. I think you're right, Alan, to be fair. I can't lie even to Martin. Hello to AG. Big up to you, mate. Well done to Lewis and Lewis Hall for getting a call-ups for the England under 20 elite squad. Yeah, we've got to chat that in a bit. Lewis said hi to Martin, and hopefully you'll turn up late tomorrow as well. So Japan is going in there. That's a huge boost for them. That's Lorraine. It certainly is for Mama. And big up to John as well. Hi to John. 6-0 winners. They switch off to nothing. You see that by the strength of squad they play to. I mean, look, Man City, I mean, for me, I think during the title race, I think they're going to win it again this season, in my opinion. And do you feel confident tomorrow, Martin?
Yeah, I'm confident. Don't think it'll be 4 or 5-0 like everyone's thinking it'll be, but yeah, I think if we play to our potential, I do think we'll win. We've not lost at the Etihad since December 2022, so we've not conceded more than 1 goal. I think for about, I think it was about in the Premier League this is in for about since what game was that? Getting on to 2 or 3 months, we haven't conceded more than a goal in a game. Anyway, we're just, despite some fans having a whinge and a moan, we're actually on a really good run. 3.5 months undefeated, 18 months undefeated in the Champions League. I think what's upsetting a lot of City fans at the minute, we're not doing it for 90 minutes. We're doing it in like 60-minute spurts. And then we stop. Like Sunday, for 30, 35 minutes, we were the better team against Liverpool. We scored and then switched off. That's a little bit of the problem, but we didn't get beat.
Yeah.
And I always think when you're playing bad, sign of a good team when you're not playing well against a really good Liverpool team and you don't lose. So to me, I'm quite happy. You know, De Bruyne's out. Well, I say he's out. I don't think he's injured. I think he's been pulled out for internationals because Pep was thanking Belgium today. Why would Pep Guardiola thank Belgium? What's he thanking Belgium for? Funny that one, because apparently the Belgian doctor's the one who's found this injury. But yeah, I'm not having it. I think it's all been done to get him fit for the Arsenal game.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's the concentration. And
no, you've still got Phil Ford and Bernardo Silva, Julian Alvarez, Kovacic, Rodri, Haaland.
But at St James's Park, we were able to keep them at bay for the majority till he came on. He was the big difference in the earlier game.
I think he unlocked the goals. I think
when
you look back on that game, I know you were there, John. Even before that, I thought we were in the ascendancy. I think he just gave us that clinical edge to get the goal. If you actually watch that game, it was Newcastle did well for 10, 15 minutes, got the goals, but it was generally City controlling the tempo again.
Which I think it's always going to be.
Yeah. I think what Kevin brings is that killer instinct.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I'm worried about Phil Foden tomorrow. I think he'll play tomorrow, and I really am worried about this guy tomorrow because this guy is an elite player. He's a young elite player. I rate this guy highly. And I'll tell you what, he's got pace. He's got both feet, more left-footed, by the way. This guy, I'll tell you what, I think he's the best young English player in my book. I'm telling you. And he's just going to get better and better. And people are saying, is he world-class or Saka's world-class? Phil Foden has won titles. He's won cups. Saka hasn't won anything yet.
It's a stupid debate because they don't even play the same position. So I don't know why this debate's even coming out. Foden's not a winger. I know he plays on the wing, but
yeah, man.
You know, he's not a winger. He's a midfielder. I don't know why we're having this debate. I've always said Foden can play left wing, right wing, number 8, number 10. Saka can't do that.
Exactly. Totally agree. I'm a big fan.
It's a very unfair debate. It's a debate that some fans have just decided they want to come up with because they want to, try and throw rivalries around. It's a very weird season for rival fans this year. I don't know why.
Yeah, he's definitely a special talent. He's got to be, a future England star for years to come. But Anthony Gordon's in that bracket too. He's not quite at the same levels yet, but the potential. Him and Cole Palmer as well. It's looking good for England, that's for sure.
Certainly is, but under a new manager. Simple as that. And I'm not a Southgate fan. But it is what it is. Right, let's go for the comments here before we go on to what LZ has been saying. Not being bothered about playing Madrid and Champions League is one thing. Playing the Toon is a different thing altogether. How the lads are due for a miracle. And miracle, that's what we need. Which part of the city? Etihad? John, I'm on level 3 tomorrow, mate. Level 3. I'll be going to the game tomorrow, and I'm looking forward to it as well. Foden looking more and more dangerous as the season goes on. I hope it's not tomorrow night. Sorry, Martin. Foden is miles better than Saka. No debate. Absolutely no debate. Martin, I hope you and City win the title. Just that I cannot stand Liverpool, but I think Arsenal will fall short again. I tell you what, I think City will win the title anyway. And who do you play between Saka and Foden? Both as early answer for me. As Foden levels above there. Do apologise there. Let's go on to what else Eddie Howe's been saying as well on tomorrow's game. He said, we have a right goal, we'll attack, and we'll try to progress in the next round. We can do it. I got no doubt about that. Of course, we have to get our game plan right and execute it to the highest level. And also, we can go there in a positive mood. I tell you what, though, that is fighting talk there, Adam. Fighting talk by Eddie. I like it.
Yeah, he's come out quite positive, hasn't he? And he can't really do anything else. But I do believe we could go there and we could get something. You know, like he said in the press conference, if we do everything right and we have that little bit of luck, then there is the potential. It's just very, very slim chance, really. I don't like to be too negative, but
yeah,
City are favourites by a mile. So I hope Eddie's right.
Absolutely. I mean, 15-2, Newcastle to beat Man City, Martin. 15-2. Good odds, that.
Yeah. You want to waste your money? No, it's a cup game. You never know what's going to happen. I always say that. Cup game, it's got to end on the night, but I just think if City turn up, they've got the better quality and home advantage. Hopefully the Etihad will be rocking. I'm saying it, but I just don't think it'll be as easy as some people are saying. Yeah. I've heard a lot of Newcastle fans say 5-0 to say. I don't think it will be that. The problem is, can you score more than a goal? Because you're going to need to score more than a goal to win the game. I don't think you can. That's the question.
I mean, goals haven't really been the problem for Newcastle. It's conceding that seems to be the problem at the moment, and I think that's probably why a lot of fans think 5-0. But I'm hoping he's looked back at City. He's looked back at the Chelsea game. He's looked back at the Wolves game and thought, what have we done well? And actually, just sitting in a little bit, letting Hughes have the ball. I don't think it's really going to be much of a choice, but letting City have the ball and just defend the dangerous areas and just try and break when we can and do that well. And hopefully, overcommit. Your centre halves do like to go forward. You never know with the pace of Isaac, with Murphy. I'm hopeful.
Yeah.
Very hopeful.
Yeah, you got to be confident going into the Etihad as well. But you know what? I don't feel it but I'm just going to go there. All you got to do, give it a right go for it, give it your best shot. Just defend properly. And it's easier said than done against Man City. They're a quality team. Let's go on to Eric. Quick to Eric, by the way. Non-turn here. Never mind Foden, Haaland, etc. They could have Vassal up top tomorrow. And your back feet were horrendous right now. Defense has been shocking. We have no midfield whatsoever. And still plenty of injuries. Eric, I feel your pain and I understand exactly where you're coming from as well. I'm at the back level 1. Hope you have a fantastic game tomorrow, AG. That's a disgrace, man, not getting in the squad as well. I find that shocking, mate. I mean, Ben White said he don't want to play for England. You know what? If he don't want to play for England, don't ever pick him again. Big up to Kel, by the way. And yes, I agree, Sparks. They have been very shaky. Adam, anything can happen in the FA Cup.
Exactly.
And evening to Claire. Big up to Claire, by the way. Do show Claire some love as well. And do follow on the Twitter account as well. 250 is a waste of a quid, really. Wow. That's jobs. Give that lad some weeks. Okay, cool. We need to able to get our motor running again. Our first touch, passing, going again, our movement going. Easy said and done. And yeah, the defenders tonk in a minute. I feel that we just tear us through, or we park the bus and play on the counter. What do you think of that one, Martin? I mean, for those who just missed it, I think for me, I'll go with Claire. I think we'll probably sit back in this game tomorrow and try to hit City on the counter.
Trouble is, can you sit back for 90 minutes and do that? If you do that, you're just asking for trouble.
Yeah.
I think that's the only hope. It's sitting back. I think you've seen against Chelsea, who aren't at the levels of City. That once we started trying to go forward, that the chance for counter attacks with the midfield that they've got at the moment, they just tear through, struggling for pace at the back. I think sitting back and looking to break is the only option. I think if we try to match you and play football and go at City, they'll just tear them apart.
See, that's the problem is which way do you do it? Do you have a go or do you sit back? Because you sit back, you're waiting for the inevitable to happen. That will come. City will score at the Etihad. So I really don't know. I think sometimes having a go is the best way of doing it. It's a cup game.
Or
it's got to end on the night.
Sit in and hope for the replay, but I don't think that's...
No, there is no replay. It's extra time and penalties.
Oh, well, there we go.
By the way, did someone say Newcastle's atmosphere is better than ours? Wasn't it the Etihad last season against Real Madrid?
Oh.
Where we scared the likes out of them. Vinny's Jr. still talks about that to this day. How we scared them at the Etihad with that atmosphere.
Yeah. I do know what it is, so I'll go with you, Martin. I mean, you can't sit back for 90 minutes against you lot. We just haven't got the players to do that at all. So we just all we got to do is play our own game, give it a right go, do the best we can, and just go from there. And if we do lose the ball, we have to be back. We've got the pace to get back, but at the end of the day, play our normal game. Do not play into City's hands or we get slaughtered, in my opinion. More to Ben White, that's what's been made out. Harry Redknapp ripped him apart today, by the way. The door should slam shut in the smush. And he's right. What has Tina done to get an England squad? He's been playing well, but obviously Gareth Southgate thinks he's not ready yet. Sad. Sounds chesty. That's Kel. Thank you. Lads, do you think Eddie will play Gordon tomorrow for me? I hope he doesn't. Adam, I don't think he should play tomorrow because I keep him for the West Ham game.
Yeah, it's a tough one. He obviously hurt his knee midweek against Chelsea, and then he's been called up to England for the first time. Do you prioritise his little trip with England ahead of the cup run or potential cup run against City? I think you've got to rest him. I don't know if he trained today. I know he did something yesterday that was light on his own, maybe, and then they said he might be training with the squad today, and that would depend whether he starts. But nah, I wouldn't risk him. It's not worth it. But I would hate for him to go to England and then do an injury there playing for England. That would be worse.
Yeah. And going on to what Eric's saying, there's not been a team in Europe that would be comfortable parking a bus against City. We need to get physical with them and try and frustrate them. That's the only way. That is the only way. Get in their faces. That is the only way. And getting their faces if we can. Easy said and done again. Parking the bus will be a hard game for us. If we manage to get a draw, could we last 120 minutes? I'd love us to score. That's from Paul. I hope we do, Paul. I hope we do. Let's go on to Lorraine to worry. That's from Alan. St. James Park is a better way atmosphere. I mean, Martin, talk about the Etihad. What is going on at the Etihad? I mean, people are saying that Etihad is a bit quiet. Do you know what I mean? I know the atmosphere was brilliant against Man United and Liverpool and that. Why is the atmosphere so quiet?
I think it's football in general. Like I was up for the two Newcastle games, and I thought your fans were quiet. So I generally think it's a UK football thing at the moment because there's a lot of teams complaining about atmospheres. The thing with City is, and it will happen to you whether you like it or not, is you will lose some of your Solihull Football Club.
Yeah, I think it's going.
I agree.
You can
will
slow
lose it. And we've already lost it. It's now, I mean, it's put on where there's Arsenal tickets currently going for about £4,000. We've had to hire, which I think was even yesterday, we've had to hire a ticket liaison officer because there's that many touts selling tickets. City tickets are going for thousands on the market at the moment. Like I said, Arsenal's at £4,500. And that's not for a box ticket. That's for a box standard seat ticket. So
is that just for the big games? Is that just for the big games that people want to be there and be part of that? Or is that
because it's they all want to come and see Haaland, KDB, and it's turning into a bit of an American sort of MLS sort of situation where you're getting light shows and everything else before it. So it's not my cup of tea. It's not something I want to go down, but it's. We used to have a saying: "Is we don't want to be Man United." And sadly, to be successful, that's the road you have to go down.
Yeah,
it's about making money.
It is
it's about making money now.
I've been to a PSG game on Newcastle PSG in the Champions League, 10-8, right? I was in the PSG end, right? That was packed. And Owen Timmis for kickoff, that was packed. And the atmosphere was absolutely electric in that stand alone, right? But I'm afraid to say it's not going to happen in this country because it's our culture. As simple as that. It's not going to happen. So, you know what? It's all about the atmosphere and getting it right. You know what I mean?
It's going at Liverpool. You even get Klopp talking about it.
Yeah.
And the so-called famous Anfield. You get Klopp talking about atmospheres now. It's just becoming the game isn't what it was. Let's put it that way.
I think it's the James's Park that the ticketing's killed it for me. The ticketing not being, for non-season ticket holders not being able to choose where you want to sit. I think that's had a big impact on the atmosphere, and then obviously thrown in the fact that it's a ballot now, and anyone and everyone can kind of get a ticket, and it's all about making money, and we're at a point now where we spoke about it, where we need a bigger stadium to be able to house more fans that are local.
You don't want that. No, trust is the thing you need to understand. Your biggest stadium won't be to get the Newcastle locals in.
Yeah, it would be still attractive.
We're doing it. We were promised a big wall and everything else, and like a Dortmund wall, and we're putting corporate boxes in.
Yeah.
This what I mean. This thing of getting, 70, 80. We're going up to 65,000. And it's not going to be for season ticket holders. It's going to be for match tickets. So then they can charge. Because, like, for me, roughly I pay about £29 a ticket on average on my season ticket. And that's it. They make no more money out of me.
Yeah.
They don't want me there.
No, that's what we've been saying. And it's they've got to try and find that balance, I think.
You won't get that balance. And I'm not saying this to be negative. You won't, because we've been trying for years to get it, and you don't get that balance because the thing is they don't make money out of local supporters.
Yeah, I get that. As you say, even when I do get a ticket, I'm paying £45 or whatever to go for the day, and if I'm lucky, I might buy a pint at half time or before the game at most. But when you've got someone coming from wherever, they'll go into the club shop, they'll spend a couple of £100, they'll get some food in the ground, they spend way more, don't they? So I totally understand that.
But you've got a ballot already, and that ballot isn't even to get you a ticket. It's just to get you into the pot to maybe get a ticket. So you've got to pay, what is it, 35 quid just to get into the possibility of getting a ticket. At ours, you pay £35 and you will get a ticket.
Crazy, isn't it? Crazy.
So your club have already gone one step further. They're charging people just to have a chance of getting a ticket.
Exactly.
But at least that's how you make the money. So there's somebody out there paying 35 quid, say a family of 4, and none of them are ever going to get a ticket all season. But Newcastle have made what? 3, 6, what? Nearly 160 quid out of it?
Oh,
For
the
nothing.
The amount of money they've pulled in from it's been quite big. So
that's what it's all about now. It's about the bottom line, sadly.
That's you're right. Go for his comments as well as overloaded. Always remember the game where we played against City, we won 2-0. I think it's a cup game, it was indeed. And Ryan Taylor scored. I've always said that's one of the best games because we were on them constantly. Absolute fact. I think Sissoko got one of the goals as well. And
Pardew was in charge when it 2014.
Yeah, it was. I think Cisse got the first goal, Sissoko got the second goal as well. I agree. We need to put Ben in the fizz and don't give him time on the ball. Easier said than done.
You won't get that because we
not get that.
Not to do that.
Nah.
Especially the fact that we haven't got Joe Linton. I think he's the big physical presence. Without him, I don't think we can get in teams' faces. We can't put them under as much pressure. That's why the midfield's just getting bypassed at the minute.
Yeah. Exactly. That's the thing. The sooner you get him on a new contract, the better. He'll probably get a release clause as well. That's for another day. But we're badly missing Big Joe. We can add Fats, Paul, Fats. Big up to Static, by the way, in the chat. Big up to Static. Big up to Mama Flossie as well. And give them some love as well. I was there at St. James 2-3 each. We was all of them and still overpowered us despite outplaying them for such a proportion of the game. And then they went, here's our other gears. Exactly.
That was the game that Maxi absolutely roasted Kyle Walker, wasn't it?
Roasted, toasted, and battered and seasoned. Sorry, it's already gone. They're sold. Give them tickets to Corps and people from outside. So that's good. We had to discuss that for another day. Let's be real. And all the big clubs on charging city money for the tickets. Fats. Atmosphere's dead as well. Men, but we had poor results recently, but still tough game. City to win 3-1. Big Morgan, we got to see my guy. Good help for you as well, mate. And being saying good ages, bring up proper standing sections and keep the prices in line with the working class. Exactly. Let's go for some injuries as well. I'll start with you, Martin. Any injury news at the Etihad?
Just Kevin De Bruyne is out and Edison, but Edison wouldn't have played anyway.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what it is, right? I mean, if he does play tomorrow, that'd be immense for Newcastle as well. But they still got Orland, got Forden as well. They still, I think Oscar Bob's going to come in as well tomorrow. I rate this guy. This guy's sick, class.
No, I'm not sure he will.
I think they're going to go full. I think they'll play a strong side. I don't think there'll be too many changes. I think City are, it looks like they're going for it in the cup. You don't think? No,
I'm sorry. That different owners don't matter about owners. They're all after the same thing.
Yeah,
no, exactly. I can see them putting out a fairly strong side tomorrow. What do you want?
I think the only thing could be like Rico Lewis comes in, because the problem is Grealish is back now. Whether Grealish is going to be fit enough to play, or they keep him for the Arsenal game. The thing is, we've got 2 weeks off. So it's not like we're playing again in 3 days.
Yeah.
So, and you'll start noticing, because Liverpool, Arsenal, and other teams in the back, you'll start seeing players suddenly get mysterious injuries within the next day or so.
Yeah.
With all these internationals appearing.
Yeah.
I mean, look.
And it's because they put internationals at a really stupid stage of the season. The last 10 games, let's have 2 internationals. Why?
Don't get it.
For? It's madness.
Don't get it. Don't get it at all. Madness, man. But I think the FA needs to sort it out very soon. Football's game for supporters now is a business that's shameful. Yep. Paul paying drop at 29 quid average would be great. And I went at 25 years ago, I was paying 40 quid, 55 quid for a ticket to get in because I could only get Platts or bar tickets for Champions League games or Championship games, all those are full. And Mama's bought a ticket for £1.25, a first match ticket. Wow. Wish it was £1.25 now. Talk about tickets now. 6 quid for Kel. Jordan, it's definitely a big miss in games like this. Fats. I love the fees each game. Cracking game. 3-1 up. and just couldn't hold it. 695 minus at least, and that's a big money. That's why all Premier League games should be made available.
That's cheap for us. I won't mind that. See, I only get mine on average 29 because I have a concessionary season ticket. The average is about 900.
Yeah, crazy, man, isn't it? I mean, when is it ever gonna come down? I don't know. Crazy.
Tottenham have just got rid of their concessions, haven't they?
Yeah.
I've got a lot of friends that are coming to the end of their 10-year deal this year, and I think theirs is going to, go up by a fair amount.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, though, we have to be careful, man. The price fans in the North East, because it's not a rich area, right? And it's certainly not, right? You're going to get a lot of money, but they need to be careful here, because you expect us to pay 800-900 quid all in one go. People ain't going to afford that. They need to think about this carefully.
They won't, John, because they can replace you.
People, yeah, that's it. There will be people.
You are replaceable. Remember that.
So they say who says they don't care. They don't care who you are. Okay.
No, John, you go to Old Trafford.
Yeah.
Interview 40 people outside Old Trafford. You won't get one man Caxham.
Sums it up, done it.
They're replaceable. Happens. That's what success brings. You want success, that's part of the price you pay. You won't lose all your soul, but you will lose some of it. It's like Champions League nights. There's not a lot of locals that are there for us.
Fair enough.
The way
Fair
it is.
enough. Yeah, it is. It's just the way it is. Lorraine, thanks. It's sad, but that's how it is. I agree, man. Lorraine, thanks very much indeed for your donation, kind donation, $1.99. I appreciate that. You can still leave a comment with it as well, but thank you very much indeed for your kind donation. Thank you very much indeed for that. And Martin knows the crack. Follow the money. Greed is king. And that's from Big Morgan. Totally agree. Totally agree there. Good on you, 73 when I started going, Mama. Yes. Going back, Malcolm McDonald. Yes. Those are the days. And got one here. Pep will play full team. Bring in on Grealish for 67 min. And I could have to kind of agree. Football has not been about the fans for ages. Would be farmer. 10,000 miles from Newcastle in a town of 9K in New Mexico, USA. Woman asked me directions. She was from Newcastle, but didn't follow the tune. I gave her the wrong directions. Big up to Would Be Farmer, my guy, for New Mexico. Big up. And happy to you in America as well, man. Yeah, so for us as well, I mean, we got injuries as well. Adam, Harvey Barnes is going to be out. He'll not be risked. Anthony Gordon may not be risked neither.
Yeah. There's still, that was the one that shocked me. I thought Barnes was just missing the game earlier in the week, but looks like he's missing this one as well. The potential of Gordon missing, it just never ends, does it? It just never stops. Obviously, I think Trippier's still out.
Yeah, he looks like he's still out as well.
Trippier's
he's still out.
Wilson's still out. So, there's still a fair few first-team players that are out.
Yeah.
We've just got to soldier on. We're just used to it now. We're used to having a fair few injuries this season.
Yeah, man. Totally agree. Yeah.
Miggy starts maybe would be my thought. And the only other one would be Botman for Lascelles, potentially, depending on how he is or how he's trained since the Chelsea game.
Yeah, that's the thing. We're going to see what happens. Got a lot of players out for these. Don't know. We've got Harvey Barnes out, Trippier out, Wilson out, Julian out, Tonali suspended, Joe White's cup tied. Have you ever seen, Martin, an injury record just like that, like got at Newcastle? It's a huge injury record.
No, yeah, it is. It's huge. No doubt about it. You've been very unlucky. I don't know whether it's something to do with your medical team. I don't know what it is.
Crazy, man.
See, even we've suffered with it this year because we've got such a small squad. We've lost 4 to 5 players, and we're down to the kids straight away. It's mad, but that's our own fault because Pep won't have a big squad. Pep wants a squad of 17, 18, and that's about it. And away we go with it. So we have to use kids sometimes. But no, there's something wrong with your medical team, clearly.
I just think of it very similar to when Klopp came to Liverpool. When Klopp first came in and introduced that really high intensity type play with his squad, he found that their injury list was quite bad during his second season after he'd put it in place, I think. So hopefully it's a similar sort of thing. They're just kind of adapting to the new demands that are being placed on them. You know, as you know, under Bruce, the standards were, it wasn't quite as high intensity. It wasn't that press. There wasn't that energy. So hopefully it's just them adapting to that. And then next year, we'll not get as many. I hope.
Did you watch Pep's presser?
Yeah, I caught some of it, yeah. You mentioned a little bit about Bruno. I'm hoping that's not him starting to tap him up.
Yeah. It's true.
Yeah.
True. Rolling about the pension.
Well, I'll tell you, there was an interest, as I was told a while ago.
Cool.
There is an interest.
What was that? Sorry.
There is an interest.
Yeah. Well, he praised him, didn't he? He said he was a great holding midfield player, saying he was aggressive.
I think Bruno, about 4 months ago, he praised Pep. So like,
wow.
I don't know, because a lot of City fans don't want Bruno when he's been linked with us this week. You said no.
The thing is, though, we need to keep Bruno. We need to keep him for one more year. We need to, because it's gotta be a big summer rebuild. I want a rebuild in the summer. We need to, because I tell you now, right? If you go into a new season with the same players or near the same, aren't good enough, we're not going to improve. But we'll see. Be like us, have 150.
Paying it with your lot, because from what I read, your lot are very close to FFP.
Yeah,
so I don't know how much money you will have.
Yeah,
that's the seller in Adidas. I don't know.
I think that's it. They've got to try and be smart with it, haven't they? They've got to try and shift a few out to then bring some in over longer deals, kind of like what Chelsea have been doing.
Yeah, so the guy I follow, he's called SLBSN, Stefan Bordson, who's a proper financial guy. And he was the one, there was a list of about 7 clubs. I know it was Wolves, Newcastle, Everton, Forest, Leeds, Leicester, and there's another one as well that were apparently borderline breaking FFP for next season. So I don't know. Do you sell a Bruno to help you rebuild? I don't know. Because the problem is with Bruno is 27 November. How long is he going to wait around? Because I said this yesterday. Does he want to be the player to get you to the promised land, or does he want to be a player to play in the promised land? Because he's going to be past his best if he waits. If he say it takes you 4 years, he's 30, 31.
Yeah, it's
interesting.
Hopefully he's buying into what Eddie's building, and hopefully he's buying into the project of the club, and he wants to be part of that to take them there. But also, you've as a player, you've seen Harry Kane. You want to win things. You want to be at the top as well, don't you? So it just depends what he's being told. Is he being told that yes, we're going to spend some money, yes, we're going to bring in players, yes, we're going to compete, which hopefully is the case. But
I don't think you can compete at the minute. I think you're 3-4 years away.
Yeah,
I agree. I actually agree with you, Martin. I got to
only
agree.
Because it's like, even with this new FFP rule coming in with the 85%, our 85% turnover is 5 times bigger than yours. Arsenal's is, Liverpool's is. So how do you ever close the gap?
I think this, though, you look at the players we've got. We have the players we've got. I mean, we're not going to win the title with Sean Longstaff, Miggy in the team, or Dan Burn in the team, Lascelles in the team, Kraft in the team, Gillespie and Goal in the team. No way. We need to upgrade. You know what I mean? I mean, talk about happy. People calling me a happy clapper because I'm backing Eddie Howe, but I'm backing Eddie Howe to get it right next season, and I think he needs to get it right because I think our owners will be watching him next season. That is the thing. I don't want him sacked, but they're going to give him an opportunity to get it right, because this season's been unlucky for us because we had a lot of injuries, right? And the players are just not good enough, yeah? But don't extend the contrast to the likes of Matt Ritchie, for the likes of Midian Miron, for the likes of Jeb Hendrick, for the likes of Matt Target, for the likes of Dan Byrne. Otherwise, we're not going to move on.
Yeah, we've got to. I think we've got to keep some of those. I think we've got to keep your Burns, your Longstaffs, your players like that, and then look to be clever with who we buy. So it is a project. It's not like we're going to compete, go and win the Champions League or win the Premier League next year. But you want to be a bit closer than we currently are, and by buying one or two quality players to come in and strengthen the squad, then hopefully we'll start making those steps up the league and look like a 6th place team, look like a 4th place team, look like a team that can then go on and compete. And I think you've got to have your likes of your Longstaffs and your Burns and your Lascelles who will be part of the squad and come in when they're needed. But also because it's Newcastle and they're quite passionate about the club, they'll be part of it to drive the standards from the bench and in the training ground. And hopefully that's going to help us.
Like you said, that could take 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
Is Bruno going to wait the 3 or 4 years to get there?
Yeah.
Be
interesting. Go back to John's question. Tonali.
That's totally different, by the way, Cal, because we had no FFP when we spent.
No.
We got taken over 2008. FFP didn't come in till. Thank you, big man. That was the other one. Villa.
Aston Villa's on the one as well.
FFP came in because of us. John, we've done a big show on this anyway.
Massive.
When go back and watch it on John Show, if anyone does. 2012-13, FFP was brought in because of us. Because they wanted to stop us. But we'd already had 5 years of spending at that point. They couldn't touch us. We were already on our way. So that was the difference between us and you. We had 5 years free spending.
Yeah.
Your owners came in when there was FFP.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
That's
a killer. That's a killer. But like you said, it's going to take us about 4 or 5 years to get to where we want to be. That is the thing. And I don't think we're in that position yet. We're half the squad away. No one denied that. They always put us on a 5-year plan, so we're on track. Yes, we are indeed on track. 4-year away. FFP goalposts will keep moving to benefit the big revenue clubs. That's from Philip. Martin, what do I say on that?
Say again.
4 years. Newcastle 4-year away. FFP goalposts will keep moving to benefit the big revenue clubs.
What, Newcastle got bust?
No, it's the financial fair play. Do you think it's set up for the big clubs?
Right. Sorry, I thought you said goalposts, not goal. Yeah, because that's of course they will. Goalposts will always get moved. They did it on us. Yeah. This is why we're disputing the charges. We're disputing because this is the thing. People, I mean, I don't want to go into a big spiel of it again. People don't understand our case. That's the problem. They just see it as an Everton case, and it's nothing to do. It's nothing like that. It's completely separate, completely different. We've never spent all we spent on transfers. Because too many people think they're on Twitter and they're all reading it all. I've researched it. I've spoken to proper lawyers. Nothing to do with it. And if you actually look, there is proper videos out there that, I mean, like you said, John, you did it on yours. That explained the City case in major detail.
Yeah, you did. Absolutely. We had a show about it as well. We spoke about it, and it's a fantastic show as well. It really was. Do check it out. FFP PSR. Do check it out, yeah. Apparently, if Leicester gets promoted, they can get automatically 4 foul of the FFP and be penalised as well. Yeah, we've heard that as well.
Them in Leeds.
Yeah. You can't let Man City get away with spending all this money for years, then let them get away with saying, oh, well, stick with the rules, and it may take you a few years. And that's from Kel.
We have no rules, Chelsea. Kel. We have no rules when we spend. That's the bit you're not understanding. We had no rules. There was no rules in place.
Yeti's comments on these sorting out.
It's every stream. Again, you know what
No.
it is. It's Twitter and YouTube lawyers that don't have a clue.
No.
I don't know enough. I don't
know enough either. I can tell you now, we don't know enough.
115 charges or 100 and whatever charges against them. I'm just waiting for the FA to come out and say, yes, it is for this, or no, it's not. Crack on. I've never really looked into it, but
you know what it is? You know what?
City didn't comply. City didn't. It's like basically like police were knocking on your door. We're charging you. We basically think you've committed fraud. Have you got any evidence? No. Well, let us come in your house anyway. Have you got a warrant? No. Let us come in your house anyway. You shut the door on them and get a lawyer.
Yeah.
So that's all City have done.
Yeah.
And they've charged us with everything because we haven't admitted guilt. And the thing is, it's actually 5 main charges with about, because the rule book's changed, these charges go all the way back to 2012. But what they're saying is you got that year wrong, and because all books are predetermined on your forecast on the year coming up, as all businesses do, they're saying you've got that year wrong, you must have the previous 10 years wrong then. So they've charged us for all 10.
And if there is a charge, does that tarnish what Pep's done at City? That's
no, because they won't be. We'll be fine.
Fair enough. Confident.
What the charges with it is major fraud and perjury within the court of arbitration of CAS. It was all sorted out of CAS. Parts of it were not time barred like everyone says they were. Etihad, ADUG, Etisalat were all proved of fair market value and not third party related at CAS. And UEFA were actually laughed out of CAS when they threw their evidence. So as soon as the UEFA went, here's our evidence, CAS laughed at them.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Wait and see.
Wait and see, but we don't know any about these charges, so we can't really say much on here as well. When Stuart Pearce was in charge of City, he admitted they had to sell a major player or close of go and bust. Then they were bought out. Remember that one? And started winning. Whereabouts did you live? I was chatting to Paul and fund charges. But let's talk about the match tomorrow. Yeah, I think that's a good idea, mate. That's a good idea. And talk about tomorrow's match. We're going to talk about your team. We did the team lineup, Martin. Who do you think is going to play for City tomorrow against Newcastle?
Your Tiger, Walker.
Yeah.
No, could it be Walker? I haven't decided. Walker or Rico Lewis will play right back. I haven't decided which one. I think it'll be Diaz, John Stones, Josko Gabardio, Rodri, Doku, Foden, Alvarez, Haaland.
Yeah, that's fair enough. What about you, Adam? I'll put you as manager.
What, for City?
Yeah, and no for Newcastle.
I was going to say, Dubravka starts in goal. You've got Tino's going to be your right back.
Yeah.
You've got Shaw, and I'd say Lascelles for me. Just judging how Botman played midweek. You've got Byrne at left back. I'd start the same 3 midfield that played against Chelsea, which was Willock, Bruno, and Longstaff. Murphy on the right, Almiron on the left, and Isaac up top. I think, as I say, if it was me in charge, you'd be resting Botman, you'd be resting Gordon, and then your changes would probably be very similar to the changes you made midweek. Giving Anderson some time, giving Lewis Hall a bit of time if Dan Burn struggles.
Yeah. For me, I'll have to go with you as well. I mean, Dan Burn's going to play a left back tomorrow. He's going to count all his experience as well. I mean, if Forden plays on the right-hand side, it'll tear Burn apart every single time. And this is why I like Lewis Hall given a chance, but I can't see it happening at all. But you know what? He's going to go with 4-3-3. He won't change that at all whatsoever. But if you do go out, and I think you will do, now we're not going to may not make Europe But you never know. I like to see them change things up.
4-3-3 Bariska. Ballsy. Ballsy.
Or go 4-2, or play 4-2-3-1. Just shock us. Play 4-2-3-1, or go with a back three. Play 3-4-3.
I would go back five or pack your midfield with a five.
Yeah, personally.
You go 4-3. You played them three because I'm presuming you're talking what? Bruno, Longstaff, and
Willock
or Myler.
Yeah.
Not against Rodri and all them. No.
Nah.
Not yet. They
got overrun at St. James's Park doing that, John.
We did.
You know that they got overrun.
Yeah.
And it'll happen again at home.
Yeah.
He mentioned in the press conference, he said he was open to anything that gives them a better chance of winning. And they mentioned back three, and he said, but I don't think that does. So I think he's obviously thought about the idea and doesn't think a back three, three centre halves would make a difference.
Yeah. That's the thing. We've got to give a go. Just have to match them tomorrow, or just get in their faces the only way.
And to me, have a go. You've got to be brave. It's a quarter final.
Go for it.
City will be desperate to get to the Etihad of the South. We love a Wembley trip. Been there. I think if we win tomorrow, it'll be our 23rd trip in 10 years.
Wow, that's sunset, done it. Well done, you.
It does get a bit boring sometimes. I'm not gonna lie, because it's not the best stadium to get to.
No,
year upon year upon year. That's the problem, and it's not the easiest stadium to get out of to get back onto North Circular, as you know.
No.
But no, listen, I don't know how I feel because, like I said, now we've got the Real Madrid game. Depends if we get through. It would depend who we get in the semi-finals.
Yeah,
I'm hoping for a Wolves Coventry. Because if it ends up United or Liverpool, we'll be sticking a reserve team out because we've got Real Madrid 4 days later.
Mm.
That's
well,
the again.
Just so you not put a real and we can team out tomorrow for this game, but that's not going to happen. Not in the pet. I love you, John, all me Toon fan, but I think Mr. Man City, which is you, wouldn't be saying the same without investment and ability to spend.
But I would, because John, I've been here for. I was at City in Division 2.
Yeah.
I'm not here because of the money and everything else. I do think it's unfair. What you've told you this, I think it's unfair what's happening with Newcastle. 1,000%. The problem is you've got to have some rules. Yeah. The rule I would have, they won't do. I think you should get a pot or like an investment somewhere where owners put a certain percentage of money in, and then that's safeguarded against the club. Because even like I said, the 85% rule doesn't help. No. But the problem is, and I've said this all the time, the Premier League's always been non-competitive. Yeah, that's why United won 8 out of the first 11. United didn't win 8 out of the first 11 because it was a competitive league. No. It's always been the most with the most money. The problem is your owners came in too late in a way. That's the sad thing. Any owner comes in now has to abide by the rules and they're stuck. But what you'll find is they'll stop buying teams like an Everton or a Fulham, for example. They'll go and buy United or Real Madrid or Liverpool where they can, we can go now because they're already above that. That's the problem. It's you've got to do it in a slower way. It will, for me, you'll get there. I just think it'll take you longer than it took us because we had a 5-year head start with no FFP behind us. Yeah,
that's facts because the fact is, at the end of the day, right? I mean, look, people expect us to win the title next season. It's not going to happen. It's going to take about, like you said, 4 or 5 years before we even challenge. Do you know what I mean? We're getting there slowly, but not just yet. Last season, we got Champions League. I thought we'd done it a year too early. It's great. We got it a year too early. And now, because of the squad depth, we're being found out because you haven't got a big enough squad depth. And
changed expectations. That was the problem.
Exactly. And put pressure on as well. Let's go through these as well. We go through score predictions as well. Martin, do you think the new rules are there so no teams outside the top 6 can compete with them. In other words, Super League.
Yeah. I don't know. Listen, it can happen. I don't think it can happen in a one-off season. It can't happen on the regular.
Yeah. This is the thing, man. This is the thing.
Well, that's what they'll use as an excuse. The Premier League will turn around and go, well, Newcastle finished 4th, Liverpool finished 5th or 6th. Yeah. So they'll use that as a to say FFP's working.
Yeah. The thing is, though, as well, I mean, I think FFP's going to be here to stay.
Yeah, it's not moving.
Not moving. I don't think it'll move. They'll probably change the spending bits, but the FFP will not move.
Well, they are doing. That's what they're doing next season, John. They're going to this 85%.
Yeah, will that make a difference, do you think, or not really?
No.
Nah.
Because, like I said, Manchester City's and Liverpool's 85% income, and Newcastle's 85% income is very different.
But then I think this is I think it's unfair on Newcastle United. So I think the club should be looking to see how can we bypass this? How can we use what we've got to, sign these players for the Saudi League and loan them back? How can we, inflate market value on players, and how can we help the club the best they can via the means that they've got?
I know the Premier League will tell you, sell one of your players and do what Liverpool did with Coutinho. Because that's the problem. Liverpool sold Coutinho for 150 and rebuilt. Villa sold Grealish for 100 million and rebuilt.
Yeah.
So that's the model they want to go down. We have to do it. Every season that City sell £200 million worth of players. You never heard about it.
They do now. They didn't quite.
We have done for about 4 years now.
Yeah.
Our academy's been churning players out for about 4 or 5 years.
Oh yeah, now, but not when they first got taken over. It was
because again there was no FFP.
Yeah, so
we could do what United did in 1992, spend what they wanted. So it's like, hang on, you all didn't have FFP when you were spending 50 million on Alan Shearer. No, it goes in swings and roundabouts. Because in fairness, Everton fans weren't going, well, Newcastle are spending 6.5 on Ferdinand, whatever on a sprayer. He does work in swings and roundabouts at the same time.
Yeah, we've just come off the back of a badly run club, though, haven't we? And actually everything's just stripped away. There was no real, no real fear of competition then, because it wasn't to compete; it was just to try and stay in the league any way they could.
Yeah,
so that's one we had, Ashley.
I agree. We're going through this comps to get the score predictions as well, and this game is City to lose. If they score first and then control the game, it will be really hard for us. I see this happening. So if I had a bet on this one, I say 3-1 to City. That's from Villas Vlogs. Big up to you, my guy, from America. All efforts are clearly based to build a projection of an attractive view and product for a global business. So those with the most global viewers are promoted within the league. It's a simple jobs. I'm with you. Don't get into loan players in Saudis. Get your own players in and develop them. That's from John. And the Premier League, therefore, protect those that makes them the most money. Unlucky on Toon, all that money and can't really spend it. That is the problem. Racing screen with Phil. Mr. Man City is full of you know what? Have an awesome night, lads and lasses, and to you as well, Kel.
She doesn't like facts.
All about opinion. We need more sponsors. Newcastle Bound, Ellen, Adidas. And Alan, I totally agree with you. We're going to Adidas next season. And 15 mil City 3-1. Right, let's go for the score predictions. Well, I'm going to start with you, Martin. I know where this way is going to go to. Man City, Newcastle, the Etihad, FA Cup, quarterfinals tomorrow, 5:30 kickoff. Give us your score.
3-1.
Cool. And let's go for Adam. Give us your score prediction, mate.
I'm going that we're sitting there. We ride with luck. It's a snatch and grab 1-0. Stop them scoring.
Big up. And let's go on to John, the big Guna as well. And even a Arsenal fan. You've let Martin talk, unlike other podcasts. That's what it's all about, John. We've got to give the guests their say. Do you know what I mean? We just sit back and let them have their say. We make them welcome. It's simple as that, man. And yeah, that's all it is. I don't talk over them. I let them speak. And I think I've done all right. And thank you, John. 4-0 to Man City. I did like it until you mentioned 4-0 to City. Lauren, ever the optimist, 3-2 to Newcastle. I hope you're correct. 3-1-2. That's to the Etihad club. I'm going 3-1 to Man City as well. We'll score, but I think we'll lose 3-1. And we're going to get a goal back. And then Man City will get one in the end and absolutely shattered us as well. Shattered our dreams of an FA Cup semi-final. But you know what? It is what it is. That's the draw. And they're going to wrap up the show there for over an hour. And it's been a great show and a neat like. And John laughing as always. And Martin, did you enjoy coming on the show tonight, man?
Yeah, enjoy it. Listen, most shows that go on, City fans get abused. It's fun. We always get the 115 or somewhere. Always comes in.
That's absolutely. And can you just tell the viewers where you can find you, man?
Yeah, Mancunian Way on YouTube. At Horsey City on Twitter or X. So yeah, we're doing a post-match show Saturday night when I get back from the game. Yeah, so find us there.
Cool stuff. And we do watch your channel as well. The link is in the description as well at Horse City as well. He speaks facts as well. He's a real one as well. Great vlog, fair and educational as usual. Thanks, boys. Big Morgan, big up to you, my guy. And Paul chatting to Lorraine. Excuse me. I hope you're right, but what you 215 as well. Awesome messages at it. And yeah, good night to you, Lorraine, as well. Have a fantastic evening, man. But we're just being realistic, man. Do you know what I mean? I'd love to see Newcastle do it, but I just cannot see that happening, unfortunately, man. We have to be honest with ourselves. Do you know what I mean? I'd love to see us do it, but realistically, world, I think we're going to come up short. We will, unfortunately. And there you go. There's the link as well, guys. Do subscribe to the Mancunian Way. Great content as well. Big City fan as well. King of the Etihad. If you want to call on that, you carry on. Thank you, Mama, for the first time being a mod. Thank you very much indeed. I really appreciate that. Your help as well. You've been a fantastic. For myself, Martin, it's been a good meeting you, matey. All the best. That's from Job, and he's early as well. Thank you again, Mama. Thank you, Lorraine. Thank you, Alan, as usual. Great bands as well. And thanks to Rosie. Thanks to Paul as well. And where can we find you on the socials, Adam? I've got to buy a shirt off you as well.
Toon_collector on X, formerly Twitter. And if you're local, I am at Tynemouth Market tomorrow selling some retro Newcastle shirts. So come down, have a look. Just come for a chat.
Great stuff. And let's go on to some more comments before we wrap up. Jordan should always be honest. SRK Sat. Yeah, cool. And let's go on to, I missed that John again, sorry. I could do the Man City hamstrings pulled tomorrow. Come on, the Arsenal. Oh, died, man. Again, thank you very much, Mr. Man. Thank you, Lorraine. Thank you, Yeti, as well. Do check out Yeti's channel as well. Long hair, Yeti's Kiev as well. Check him out as well. He's always with Jez as well for the Watch Along as well. Big Arsenal fan. Yeti's a Forest fan. They're both best of mates, and they are fantastic guys as well. And everyone's chatting. Everybody, thank you, Rose, and thank you, Mr. Little. And there you go as well. Do check out Long Hair Yeti's Kiev podcast as well. Do check it out, and he does lots of watch along as well. And last but not least, I mean, we spoke about him, and BT's in the house. Billy, big up to Billy. Guy John, glad to see you getting your channel back, mate. Thank you, Bill. I really appreciate that as well. And if you do want to see Billy as well, do check out the Toon review channel as well. Do check us out. Fantastic content. One of the biggest at the Northeast. Do check him out as well. Billy is a legend as well. And you take care as well, Rosie. Thank you very much indeed. And take care to Chops as well. He's early tonight. He's been early about 4 times. And he's normally late. And Mama Flossie, mwah, you too as well. Thank you so much for modding tonight. I really appreciate that. You are an absolute star. And guys, like if you like what you watch, make sure you like and subscribe. Guys, I will do backstage. And like and subscribe. And Billy, I mean, that tweet there or that message sums it up tonight. It really sums it up. And thank you, Bill. And Josh says Billy times 3. Latest to you, yes. And thank you very much to Yeti. Until then, as always, we're the lads. And let's do this tomorrow, guys.